How smoothly does your hip move? Many people who are getting older have the problem that something doesn't run as smoothly anymore when walking, when climbing stairs. It just feels stiff, rusty. Let's pour some lubricating oil into your hip joints with 2 super effective Liebscher and Bracht exercises that I will show you today. What can cause your hip to become stiff? What can cause hip pain? The main reasons from our experience are there are 3 muscle groups. They are really massive. This is the hip flexor. It goes from here in there. This is the gluteus muscle, which has to counteract because the hip flexor is usually too short when sitting. And these are the adductors, such a huge muscle group that is located inside here. And when they continue to listen, tense up, it becomes increasingly difficult and there are pains. And we solve that now. Before we do these 2 exercises now, go into your hip mentally. Move it, maybe take a few steps, go up and down a staircase, make contact with your pain, make contact with the stiffness. So I dare to claim that perceiving that properly with distance, what exactly is there, is already half the solution. Go in and try to figure out exactly where you feel the pain and during which movement. Especially with the hip, sometimes the hip hurts and is stiff when walking and the leg stays behind. Then it pulls here, sometimes it pulls here and is stiff when the leg is lifted forward. These are 2 typical hip sensations that one can develop negatively. First, take a little inventory and then we will do the exercises right away. We are now doing the first exercise and please join in directly because all theory is useless, you have to try it. Only in this way can one effect a change. And so, take a chair, stand in front of the table, in front of a windowsill, and spread your legs comfortably wide apart until you feel a slight tension here on the inside, thighs, maybe a little bit in the crotch, but keep your hips straight. That means upright, that means pull your belly button in and bring the groins forward. Then you notice that the buttocks tighten, then you realize, you are on the right track. This is an important presetting before this exercise and this exercise as we target the adductors and the hip flexor, depending on how tight they are, but it can already be very liberating. We're starting now. Move forward slightly and spread your heels further apart. Then go back lightly on the heels, lift the 4 feet high and go apart with the 4 feet. You do this now repeatedly, alternately, until you notice that it eventually no longer works because it gets too close to the limit where you still feel comfortable, what you can still tolerate well. Also, heels out, toes out, heels out, toes out, and don't be surprised if it starts to hurt quite quickly. If you're not used to it, it can go much higher than I am now, causing you to say, I can't go any further. And then stop. And the heels out again, and the toes out again, and the heels out again, and the toes out again. And don't go into lordosis. It's not bad if you go in a little bit, but if you go into the hollow back, some stretching is lost. And therefore it is best to keep the hips straight, bring the groin forward, pull the belly button in, as we practiced earlier. So, now we are a little bit apart with the legs. And now try to bring your feet together so that you come back together with your feet, so that you come back up. That is of course not possible, unless the ground was ultra smooth, but that would not be suitable. So now you have to work against the sticky resistance of the feet on the ground. Yes, that they cannot slide. You take that as a kind of resistance, relax again, go a little forward again, heels out, a little backward, toes out, and work your way further in. And then once again, the feet want to come together, and more. Now everything on the inside tightens, no matter at what height you stand, yes. Now it tightens on the inside. Now these muscles are learning that they should feel comfortable in the greater length. And that's what it's all about. And the well-being of the muscles manifests itself in a reduction of stiffness. So everything becomes easier. And once again, the feet want to come together. Give it some real power. In the hip area, you can pull really strongly without hesitation. Not suddenly, yes, no big jerky movements, but slowly increasing more and more, you can go full throttle. Now relax again and stretch a little further. Feel it again, be happy again, maybe notice on the kitchen floor with the tiles and all. I always count at home to measure my progress. That is on a measuring centimeter scale, a bit elaborate. And then go out again with the counter movements, so to speak. And take your time there too. Don't do it quickly. Do it with small angle changes because your muscles benefit immensely from it in terms of control. And now, when you're back outside, swing your legs a little bit, feel inside, like earlier before the exercise, and test it. It may feel better already. That is not impossible, let it happen, because we have now made all possible muscles a little longer. If you already notice something there, write a comment, and if you are already impressed, give a thumbs up. If you want to do a complete hip flexor program, then click here later. There is a whole routine with even more exercises that you can do. But now we are focusing on these two. The second exercise, we do it on the ground. Please go to the mat and sit down very loosely on the mat. And then we start with the right side, your right leg in front of you, in such a way that the lower leg is parallel to the front edge of the mat and a 90-degree angle here in the leg. And then you put your knee down. And observe it now. If you have to move a little to the side now, that's fine. I have to as well. But assuming you can only do it in that position, then you bring the leg in and then you notice, oh, now it's easier. This is a relief to get started with the exercise. But try to keep the angle open as wide as possible, ideally 90 degrees, because then you have the best leverage in the truest sense of the word to effectively stretch the muscles. And then you take your left leg and pull it back with your left leg and try to come as close as possible to the right heel with your left hip spike and place the top of your foot on it. And then you push yourself with your hand. You see, my hand, it is positioned to the right of the leg in such a way that I can push myself backwards to become more upright and push to the left to become more upright when seen from the front. And now we are practically going more and more into this stretch by pushing yourself with the right hand to the left and backwards. At the same time, you can try to actively move the left hip spike closer and closer towards the right heel. And then you feel the stretching in the right buttock, in the right groin, outer side, right thigh, left groin. The great thing about the exercise is that we are exercising two muscles in parallel. On the right, we are now exercising the gluteal muscle and everything that is attached to it, and on the left, the hip flexor and everything that is attached to it. And afterwards, we change it again. That is the hip liberator before the Lord, I always say. That is because you cannot do more for your hip freedom at one time. So, now we keep breathing ourselves further into it. If you have already done exercises with me, then you know that I always say, breathe in, and as you exhale, you go a little further into the stretch, because exhaling is vagus, nerve activation, parasympathetic, relaxation, and you go into this relaxation and can use it for the stretch. This is a very calm thing. You work beautifully concentrated, always further into the freedom of your hip. We said lubricating oil, keep pushing further to the left. And now, maybe you already know this, comes our strength training session. We are now doing strength training in stretching. I love this type of strength training because it always makes me more flexible and yet stronger. To do this, you actively press your right foot with the own strength of the leg against the ground and equally your left knee. Focus, right foot, left knee. You still need to practice a little to control both in parallel. Then you let go again, let loose, notice, oh yes, now you can push yourself a little further about it. And then you do that again, right foot, left knee, push down. You may exert yourself properly, press firmly, relax, and continue to the left. It can also pull on the right side above the pelvis, so inside. I just noticed. And one more time. You press again with your right foot and your left knee down properly, let go, and go further into the stretch. And depending on how often you have already done the stretching, go out very slowly, because there may be completely new muscle areas involved in the action for you. Then we turn it around. Does the same apply? Only for the other side. Again, 90 degrees, and with the other foot, with the other leg nicely back. If that doesn't work, if you're at a 90-degree angle, then bring the leg back so that you can get into this position better and breathe again and enjoy. Breathe and enjoy. And now it's the other way around. We are now on the left side of the buttock area and on the right side of the hip flexor and everything that is connected to it. There are also these many small muscles in the hip. By the way, we never stretch muscles or fascia or anything else. We only go into the corners. And individually, just like you are, we then stretch different things that are a little different for everyone, because everyone has a different distribution of muscles and fascia. It's all about the angles with us. Restore the angle and everything will be fine. Very simple recipe with very, very high effectiveness. Now also press yourself with your left hand further and further to the right and further back, so that your torso becomes more and more vertical, so to speak, from all sides. And here, left foot against the mat, right knee against the mat. Press firmly, release loosely, continue to straighten the torso. And again, left foot, right knee against the mat, a little bit stronger, relax, further into the stretch. And again, right knee, left foot into the mat, relax, further into the stretch. And then slowly come out here again. And now feel inside. Take a few steps again, maybe go up some stairs, move your leg, feel where the pain is, how intense you perceive it. Take contact with your pain. It is totally beneficial for the whole development. And look how freely movable it is now. Give a comment, and if you notice something and are happy, then feel free to give a thumbs up. Otherwise, hip, very important joint, older people, always more stiff, is very, very common. Spread this video to all these people for this reason. They should realize that they can do a lot themselves. By the way, no one else can do that for you. You have to do it yourself. And the others, tell them that too. Maybe even do the exercise with them. If you have practiced a little bit, repeated the video about 10, 20 times, then show them and let them feel something themselves and let them experience it. If you click up here, you can subscribe to the channel. Do that if you haven't subscribed yet, and also activate the bell so that YouTube can inform you that you don't miss me. Could be something exciting. And down here you get a hip exercise program with several exercises. Go ahead and write a comment, keep us updated. Great that you were there. Bye. Until next time.